the Worldview Study Bible. It's supposed to be this book that you can read for various verses in the Bible, just in case you can't really understand what the Bible is trying to tell you. Well, naturally, the first thing I went to is the verse in Leviticus where God specifically tells the Israelites how to buy and sell slaves. Interestingly enough, this chapter and verse are not mentioned. It is noticeably absent from the explanations given for other things in Leviticus. Your male and female slaves are to come from the nations around you. From them you may buy slaves. You may also buy some of the temporary residents living among you and members of their clans born into your country, and they will become your property. But I thought slavery was wrong. Is it not? Isn't that why we had the Civil War? Slavery was clearly wrong when it came to the Israelites. That's why they were freed out of Egypt. But I'm not an Israelite, so would it be okay for an Israeli person to buy me as a slave? There are plenty of other verses that they try to explain, except for the ones that would probably be uncomfortable. Alex isn't feeding me nonsense either. This comes right from my own Bible app. As for your male and female slaves, whom you may have, you may acquire male and female slaves from the pagan nations that are around you. So, other nations who also are not Israelites, they don't have of any Israelite nations, but more specifically, those who do not worship the God of Abraham, Isaac, or Jacob. Those people are beneath you. Go ahead and make slaves of them. I don't care. Then, too, it is out of the sons and sojourners who live as aliens among you that you may gain acquisition, and out of their families who are with you, whom they will have produced in your land. They also may become your possession. You may even bequeath them to your sons after you, to receive as a possession. You can use them as permanent slaves. But in respect to your countrymen, the sons of Israel, you shall not rule with severity over one another. So you cannot have fellow Israelites as slaves. But if anybody else you come across is not an Israelite, yeah, go ahead. It's not just Leviticus either, but in the same book that the Israelites are freed. If you buy a Hebrew slave, he shall serve for 6 years, but on the 7th he shall go a free man without payment, no debt. If he comes alone, he shall go out alone. If he is the husband of a wife, then his wife shall go with him. So that's nice. If his master gives him a wife, and she bears him sons or daughters, the wife and her children shall belong to her master, and he shall go out alone. But if the slave plainly says, I love my master, my wife, and my children, I won't go a free man, then his master shall bring him to God. Then he shall bring him to the door or the doorposts, and his master shall pierce his ear with an awl, and he shall serve him permanently. Please tell me that's the same thing as, like, an earring. If a man sells his daughter as a female slave, she is not to go free, as male slaves do. If she is displeasing in the eyes of the master, who designated her for himself, then he shall let her be redeemed. He does not have authority to sell her to foreign people because of his unfairness to her. So if he treats her unfairly, she gets to go? If he designates her for his son, he shall deal with her according to the customs of daughters. If he takes her to himself another woman, he may not reduce her food, her clothing, or her conjugal rights. If he will not do these 3 things for her, then she shall go out for nothing without payment of money. Not sure what that part means. Also in Exodus 21, verse 20, if a man strikes his male or female slave with a rod and they die, the master will be punished. If, however, they survive a day or two, no vengeance shall be taken, for he is his property. So, basically, if you beat your slaves and they don't die from it, it's fine. Now, the New Testament is a little better. Masters do the same things to them and give up threatening, knowing that both their master and yours is in heaven, and that there is no partiality with him. Before this, telling the slaves that they should be nice to their masters. So basically, God is saying here, masters, you should be nice to your slaves. Even though God is unchanging, so why would he change his mind about masters beating their slaves? That's a bit odd. Actually, scratch that, it's not that better. Servants, be submissive to your masters with all respect, not only to the masters who are good and gentle, but those who are unreasonable. It's a nicer way of saying it. I'm using the North American Standard Bible from 1995, but in other versions of it, it says to submit yourselves to your masters, not only the ones who are good and considerate, but those who are harsh, which is a harsher way of saying it. No. I mean, that in and of itself sounds unreasonable. Why should I submit to somebody who's being harsh? That doesn't sound justified. Alex also pointed out the book Galatians 3, verse 28. There is neither Jew nor Greek, neither slave nor free man. There is neither male nor female, for you are all one in Jesus Christ. And basically, what this verse is saying, that it doesn't matter what your background is, you are still all children of God. It's not saying that slaves don't exist or that slavery is wrong. That's incorrect. If that was the case, that both free men and slaves are of the same, then that would mean male and female are of the same, or even that Jews and Greeks are the same. They are most certainly not. That makes absolutely no sense. If this was supposed to be an example of Paul saying that there shouldn't exist a thing of this concept of being a free man or a slave, then all you have to do is take out male and female, I would think. And then you could argue that, well, basically it doesn't matter if you're Jew or Greek. You're still men, right? You're still people. There shouldn't exist a concept of being a slave or a free man. You're still a person, a human being, who can accept Christ as your Lord and Savior. It would seem that God also commands violence. In 1 Samuel 15, chapter 3, this is after Saul was rejected by the God as king. Go and strike Amalek and utterly destroy all that he has. Do not spare him, but put to death both man and woman, child and infant, ox, sheep, camel, and donkey. Any particular reason why we have to kill the children and infants? I don't see why that's necessary. Seems a bit excessive, if you ask me. Rewinding a bit back to around the subject of slavery, it's also found in Deuteronomy. When you approach a city to fight against it, you shall offer it terms of peace. If it agrees to make peace with you and opens up, the people who are found inside shall become your forced labor and serve you. However, if it doesn't make peace but makes war against you, then you shall besiege it. When God gives it into your hand, you shall strike all the men inside with the edge of the sword. Only women and children and the animals in all the city, all its spoil, you can take as booty for yourself. Thus you shall do to all the cities that are far from you, which are not of the cities of these nations nearby, only the cities of these people that your God is giving to you as an inheritance. You shall not leave alive anything that breathes, but you shall utterly destroy them. The Hittite, the Amorite, the Canaanite, and the Perizzite, the Hivite, the Jebusite, as the Lord has commanded you, so that they may not teach you to do according to their detestable things which they have done for their gods, so that you would sin against the Lord your God. So they're being told to destroy these cities because they're all very sinful. Okay, that kind of makes sense, but any particular reason why we need to take the women and children in as slaves? And why do we have to destroy the men? That's a bit odd, kind of sexist. Can we not take the men in as slaves? Or are they just too far gone? You're telling me the women are not too far gone? At this point, do I reject God out of my life? Do I say goodbye to Jesus? I don't know. At the very least, it is clear to me that the Bible is not as perfect as others would like you to believe. After all, it was written by humans, and humans are very much corruptible. It may still be possible that there is a God out there, a loving, tender God who wants what's best for us, watching over all the things that we do, and some of the questionable things that come to our minds and things that we say. But it is at least clear to me that whoever got a hold of the Bible way back in the day, it has since been tainted by the writings of man, because man is prone to weaving things a certain way, making things fit his own narrative so that he can gain control, which has happened demonstrably in the realm of religion. Megachurches, need I say more? But I'll say it like this: I still want to believe in an all-powerful being. I think most of us do, because it gives us some kind of comfort, knowing that there's something out there watching us, something that did create us. It makes you feel more special, basically.